Hello, loved one. Welcome once again to the safe space. Today, I had a lot of things written down. Uh, it took me a while to get used to the lighting, so don't worry about it. Uh, I wanted to talk about relationships today, but that's subject for another day. So today we are going to talk about forgiveness. Yes, I'm aware which date today is and what is happening. Uh, but what I want to talk to you about is forgiveness. Why is it so important? Why does everyone tell you you need to forgive? How come every time something happens, the most of the times the advice you get is, how about you just forgive them? So I'll tell you about it. One thing I have realized is that in forgiveness there is freedom, and I will explain more. First off, when you are angry at someone and you slide into unforgiveness, then you find that you have that person in your heart more times than not. Most of the time, that person is in your mind more times than you would like. How about you try this? Find somebody who you keep thinking about and feeling the things that come with unforgiveness. These things are bitterness. When you are in unforgiveness, you are a very bitter person. Every time you see that person that you've not forgiven, or those people, every time you hear about them, bitterness comes in. Sometimes even anger comes with unforgiveness. A lot of hate also comes with unforgiveness, and feelings of revenge sometimes can come with unforgiveness. So when you hear that word, you think it's just a small thing as to just say, I'm not forgiving them, but no. Actually, for your health, we'll talk about it on the mental health front. There's also spiritually. So on the mental health front, when you don't forgive someone, and you have in yourself bitterness, then it brings up other things like stress, sometimes anxiety, sometimes you can get panic. There can be panic attacks or panicky emotions. And that is because when you think about what that person did to you, then you cannot be able to stop yourself from having other roiling emotions coming up. So when you think about it that way, then maybe you should stop and ask yourself, uh, who is this forgiveness helping? Because most of us think that forgiveness is helping the person that you feel has wronged you. Well, I'm here to tell you it is about helping you as a person. I know you've heard the phrase about, if you are getting into any type of relationship, maybe friendship, you're supposed to go in and you shouldn't have baggage. So if you are in unforgiveness, no matter how much you sweep that house meaning yourself, you cannot rid yourself of all the baggage unless you forgive. Okay, so let's keep going. So in yourself, when you forgive somebody, then you clear space from inside yourself, a space that that person has been occupying. The bitterness that you've had is released when you forgive that person. The anger that you've had is also released. And also the feelings of revenge, sometimes even hate, things that are really not other things that I've mentioned earlier. Once you are able to forgive someone, then you are able to rid yourself of all that, which means you've made space for new things in your life. You've also given yourself peace. Forgiveness gives you peace. It also helps you see things clearly. Once you've forgiven someone, you might even find yourself empathizing with that person. It brings even sympathy sometimes, depending on what it is that you had gone through, because your eyes are open and you start seeing clearly through forgiveness. I know it might sound like things that maybe are unbelievable, but I'm here to tell you, why don't you try it and come back and tell me? Because this, yes, it's still a safe space, and we'll be meeting weekly, even if it's me doing videos for you to come and find later. But be sure to look into forgiveness. So yeah, the topic of today was why forgive. Well, I've already told you, but I'll tell you again. It's because when you forgive, you have peace. When you forgive, you have space within yourself to do other things. When you forgive, you have empathy. When you forgive, you are also able to do other things. Because you find all those people that you've not forgiven are the people that actually influence your day to day decisions. Because you keep getting back to them. If you want to make a decision, you remember, oh, okay, so as Kathoni did this other person did this, and this one did this to me. So if I make this decision, how will it affect me? Will it benefit them or not? So it's like you are bringing so many people into your personal space unknowingly, and some of them may not even know whether you've forgiven them or not, or care. So forgiveness is about you as a person. Who do you want to become? Okay, spirituality in forgiveness, it brings about all the same things that we've spoken about, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but I know I've done some real talk. Just have a listen, then sit and have I'm not going to say have a meeting with yourself, but sit and examine the unforgiveness that it has been in your life and what it has caused. And depending on how many people, you can start with just forgiving one person, like not by just saying I forgive them, but really you haven't. Make the resolution and have it in your heart that they are forgiven. And if there are those that have asked about it, make sure you tell them that you've forgiven them, and then watch what happens. You will have peace that you'll want to forgive everyone else. Remember, it's not about the other person. It's not even about what they did to you. Because sometimes people do things, and when you ask them what they did, they don't even remember, or they tell you they never did do that. That's also a topic for another day. But what I can tell you is, do not let yourself get pulled into unforgiveness and all the other ugly emotions that come with it. Just be one person that forgives. Just forgive. There's a difference between forgiveness and also being a doormat. So when you forgive, I don't mean you be a doormat. You forgive a person and also know what you are about, and have things in your life that you are already doing. It doesn't matter whether they accept the forgiveness or not, actually. What matters is yourself. You have made peace with what has happened. Do that, and I'm telling you, you're going to come and tell me about it. So thank you so much for watching this about forgiveness and unforgiveness. I hope it has helped. I will be with you again next week on the live. And those of you that come and find it, please make sure to examine yourself about forgiveness, and make sure that whatever you decide is something that is good for your mental health, and it is something that is good for your health all around. So I love you guys. Excuse me. Jesus loves you. And today, this will end our session on forgiveness. If you would like, please subscribe to Ask Kathoni. And if you have any questions about it, you can write them on down there on the comment section. I'll find them and I'll answer you possibly in the next video. Thank you so much for coming across Ask Kathoni. See you next week.